Assalamu alaikum students and welcome to the digital tutorial. One more time we are going to talk about settlements and their industries from page 96 till 110. So let's begin. This time we are going to talk about urbanization and its types, to learn about planned and unplanned cities, Kachi Abadis and their problems, and more about industries. The question arises in mind, have there always been settlements? Let's talk about ancient cities around 3 to 5000 BC, in which some parts of the world such as Harappa, Mohenjo-daro and many more other parts of the world first grown up. Later on, around 1500 BC, there were many urban settlements such as Eastern and Mediterranean. Look at the chart. It's going to be more helpful for you. Well, let's talk about the factors. These things which really helpful for those countries to in order to expand their size of towns, and you won't believe they are still exist, of course, around us. Improvement agriculture, which led to increase the food production, and it would be better to supply to the towns. The development of industries, you know the importance, it provides job and other finished goods for which are ready to consume. Increased trade, exchange of goods among nations. Why we need trade? Because not every country can produce everything. That's why we have to buy something from other part of the world. Better communication, which made it possible to supply the towns with food industries with raw materials and promote trade. Communication includes your all the routes, whether it's our air routes, sea routes, or the roads normal routes. It could be anything. Okay, now my favorite topic has arrived. As you know about like planning, we need to do every day. Whenever you are coming to school, you have to set your bags according to the timetable. So this is the planning. And when it comes to the international or national planning of the towns or society, so you have to build houses, school, buildings, hospital, roads, etc. The first world countries or the developed countries plan everything in a very organized way. That's why their standard of living is better than the others. Look at the Pakistan and compare with US and other part of the world. You might have seen a lot of differences, like in their infrastructure, quality of education, just because they are more good at planning something else. Have a look. This is the types of urban settlements. You can see there are many trains, seaports, bridges, industrial area, and a lot of institutes. It could be a hospital, education. This sort of things build a town or a settlement. Look at the pictures. Well, here we have few urban zones. Can I ask you, do you remember the urban meaning? Yes, exactly the same one. Urban means the developed areas of that country. Look at this one, industrial zone, commercial areas, and the building houses, and they all are present in Pakistan, same as your hometown. Okay, let me tell you, residential zones, those areas which is mainly consist of housing societies and buildings. Mostly people are willing to live over there. So here we have two categories, planned and unplanned. Planned are those which is appropriately planned before its construction, proper building, houses, sewage, societies, car parking, road area, all are present. In unplanned areas, we have lacking of planning, infrastructure, inadequate supply of water, and many more. Mostly people are start living as illegally, which is not recognized by government. As you see about the Kachi Abadis in Pakistan, the residential areas near your hometown. Yeah, the same one. This is the most interesting topic we are going to have now. Kachi Abadis, the people who live illegally in a certain place. In Pakistan, around 300 Kachi Abadis present with 7 million population. It is 22% of the total urban population. Can you believe it? Here I have mentioned few facts about Kachi Abadis. Let's talk about the percentages available of those facilities. When it comes to electricity, it is 91% available. That's great. But what about the water? It's just 34%. Do you think it is the proper supply? No. And when it comes to the sewerage line, that is 26%. Mud floors, 33%. Research on Kachi Abadis in Lahore, that they have found that Kacha 21%, which is based on mud hatch wood. Semi-Pakka 28%, which is partly Kacha and partly Pakka. Pakka 25.3%, which is based on bricks, wood, iron. Concrete we use 25.7%, modern construction. These kind of houses have been built over those localities. Another most interesting topic I'm going to discuss with you. Industries. Yes, the products we use every day are usually made in workshops and factories. Have you observed, like, you're getting bread and other commodities from the shops and it is coming from other factories? Yeah, those factories are industries. These industries vary in their sizes, number of workers, machine, and the quantity they are producing in a year. That's how we can say this country is different from the other one. Basically, we have three categories for industries: primary, secondary, and service sector. When it comes to primary industries, these are the basic level industries where we get the raw material, such as from agriculture we get cotton, from mining we got steel, iron, and many more metals. And when we send those raw material to the secondary industries, by adding some value added services, they transform into finished good or final product, which is ready to consume, or we can use it at the same time. This is the beautiful function of primary to secondary industry. And now let's talk about service industries. This is something very different from previous two categories, because in this we are not providing any commodity. We are only providing services which are intangible. You cannot see from human eye, even not the microscope as well. Like teaching, can you judge or like see the services of a teacher, of a banker, of a telecommunication or lawyer? No, these are the services they are providing you, the advices, the guidelines. That's why it is different from the other categories. Okay, dear students, this time you're having a picture of Sri Lanka where the people are having few houses and the greenery all over the area. And can you see a factory, the white one? Yes, you have to observe this picture and write down your statement in the end. Also tell me whether it is belong to primary or secondary industries. This is the last topic of your presentation, and we already have discussed in the first chapter of agriculture. Remember that? In that we have discussed about the input, processing, then output. Inputs can be a human or the natural one. Human includes the labor, but the natural are the raw materials. Processes includes anything, like if you're going for the plantation, so you need another kind of process. But when you are going for the textile industries, the process will be different. The output, of course, if the process raw materials are different, so the finished good or the output will be the different one. For manufacturing industries, it's going to be a sugar or the clothes or something else. For agriculture industries, it's going to be your finished crops, like cotton or something else. Afterwards, like we are producing the outputs, what to do next? Just go to the markets and sell it. I hope this presentation was very helpful for you guys to understand all the queries and the topics. Now you are able to do the task. What were the factors which helped to increase the size of existing towns? Mention the name of different types of towns and cities in Pakistan, because you know it already. What do you mean by urban zones and what are the components? Differentiate between planned and unplanned residential zones. Very easy, but remember you have to put some example. Define the Kachi Abadis and where are they located in Karachi. You know about it. In how many ways industries are different from each other? What are the essentials inputs to run a factory? You know it. The output, the inputs, the natural or the human one. Explain the industry as a system with figure 6.21. What do you know about industries on plantation? See you again. Allah Hafiz.